this is a place that holds a lot of memories for a lot of folks. We've been in business for 85 years, and so during that time there have been literally thousands of employees that have had their first job as a teenager working here at the Gym Theater. So there's hardly a week that goes by that somebody that I haven't met before comes in and says, "This is where I had my first job." And then we hear a lot of folks say, "This is where I went on my first date with my wife. This is where I brought my child to their first movie, and now I'm bringing my grandchild for their first movie." And then we have a lot of folks that have moved into the area from other parts of the country, and their comment is, "This reminds me of the movie theater I went to when I was a kid." So a lot of brings back a lot of good memories for folks from other places, as well as folks that have had those experiences here at this theater. Well, this building was built as one of 4 theaters that were owned and operated by Kannapolis Company for the entertainment of their employees. At that time, Kannapolis was the major, or probably the only employer in Kannapolis. And so much of the development of downtown Kannapolis was designed around serving the people that worked in the mills. Prior to that time, there had been a movie theater at the YMCA, which was located across the street. After this theater was built, which was larger than that one, that theater eventually burned. Later on, Kannapolis Company opened 3 additional theaters here in town for that same purpose, for entertainment of their employees. The city actually owns the building. They acquired the building when they purchased all of the downtown real estate. I operate the theater and lease the building from the city, and so the city is making these investments to improve the building and to make sure that we continue to operate and offer this entertainment to the citizens of Kannapolis. Well, we actually have 3 projects going on simultaneously. One of those is expansion into the adjacent building to provide accessible, expanded restrooms on the first floor, which is something we have sorely needed for a number of years. The second project is the replacement of our heating and air conditioning system. That is the one that is actually going to cause us to have to be closed for a couple of months. They're going to have to remove the old unit, do some structural repairs to the building, and then lift the new unit in place. So we will be without heat during that period. And then the third project, those first 2 are ones that are not going to be terribly visible to folks just riding by. But the third project is the restoration of our Marquee. And this will take it back to its original glory. It will look just like it did when it was constructed in 1936. And so that's the one that the public's going to see the most of, and I think will appreciate the fact that we're retaining all the original features, keeping it in its same appearance that it has always had. And that is probably one of the most photographed spots in Kannapolis, and is truly one of those landmarks that everybody here, even though we've undergone tremendous changes with the mill going away and the redevelopment of downtown, the Gym Theater Marquee is one of those things that has remained constant through all those years. So people really appreciate and enjoy that. This has all been in cooperation with the city, and they have spearheaded these efforts. So they put out requests for proposals from a number of different first of all, an architect that specializes in this type of work, and then that our architect also supervised the selection of a sign company to restore the Marquee. Hopefully when we complete these projects and reopen, folks will be at a better place, and we will also have a better supply of movies. because the releases have been somewhat limited during this time as well. So we hope to reopen on May the 7th with The Black Widow, which is a new Marvel movie. So that's what we're shooting for. You really cannot duplicate the feeling and the atmosphere of seeing a movie in the theater with the big screen, the theater popcorn, the candy and the snacks is just not quite the same as watching it at home when the telephone is ringing and the dog is barking and the doorbell and those kind of distractions are going on. So it's always better in a movie theater. The socialization piece with other people, which is something that we have sorely missed during this time of COVID. And so we hope that once we reopen after the renovations that we're undergoing, that we'll be in a much better place from the pandemic.